Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Hang on a minute, the light isn't on. Let me start that again. You get difference because it's the middle of the day. But yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for a match preview for Chelsea versus Rennes at Stamford Bridge. A big game in the Champions League. It's an opportunity to maintain our position at the top of the group. We obviously got a nice little boost with the goal difference of +4 thanks to a big win in Krasnodar in Russia last week. This game is a slightly different prospect. It's Rennes again. There's clearly two teams in this group who on paper are better than the other two. It's Sevilla and Chelsea. They're currently on 4 points. Krasnodar and Rennes, they're playing in the other match. They're both on 1 point. And Chelsea can put themselves closer to the knockout phases with a victory tonight against Rennes. We saw it last season in a group that was, let's just say, a little bit trickier than this one. We made it difficult for ourselves. We had that trip to Valencia that was kind of a must not lose, but then we should have won that game in order to actually win the group, get a favourable draw in the last 16, but we didn't. So the way I see Chelsea's Champions League campaign going this year, the quicker we can try and get through, focus on winning this group, get ourselves a good draw. We saw Timo Werner in a press conference yesterday saying how Chelsea want to be winning the Champions League. Maybe he said it first and it came across as like this year, but over the course of the next few years, Chelsea need to be challenging for this competition. It's the biggest club competition in the world, and I believe we can put a big foot in towards the last 16 with a victory tonight. Before we get into anything else though, before we start building my favoured starting 11 for Chelsea against Rennes, I want to ask you to subscribe to the George Benson football channel. We're building up a lot of momentum now, and as I said, I'm trying to upload a brand new video at least once a day, every day in the month of November. So make sure you subscribe, and let's see how many likes we can get this video to before kickoff tonight. I'm going to say 4,500 if you guys can hit that number. I'll be a very happy man, and then hopefully we'll have a 6 things we learned with a bucket ton of blue boxes and green boxes again come about 7 in the morning Bali time tomorrow, which should be just before you guys go to bed in Europe. So then, what is the Chelsea starting 11? What is the balance that I think we need for this game against Rennes? The good news with our opposition is 2 of their best players are out for this one. Camavinga, you guys know him, most people know him from FIFA as being the wonder kid. Camavinga is a very, very good young French midfielder. Chelsea have actually been linked with some quite poor news reporting outlets to try and sign Camavinga because he's a young player who's probably worth a lot of money, and then you look at the team spending money and Chelsea are one of them. I don't think there's really that much concrete interest at the moment, at least from Chelsea. Camavinga is out. And Regani, who's a decent defender, he's also out for this one. So with that being said, Chelsea's form, being at Stamford Bridge, this is a great opportunity to pick up 3 points, to push ourselves towards the last 16 of Europe's elite competition. So without any further ado, we're going to start with the goalkeeper, and this man picks himself. You know, I think there's a lot of conversations happening amongst if you try and read into what Lampard says in his press conferences and the way that questions are directed at players in press conferences, a lot of it is about how a player's feeling, how are the team feeling because of all of the matches that are coming through thick and fast. The goalkeeper is Edouard Mendy. If he's fit, he's got to play. He's made an outstanding start to his Chelsea career. 3 Premier League clean sheets in a row, 4 clean sheets in all competitions, 5 clean sheets, in all competitions. The man is looking like an absolute steal at the price we paid from him, and it's against his former club. Now, you could try and say that there might be an argument that Rennes know Mendy's weaknesses. I don't think there's enough weaknesses in this Chelsea defence right now, and in this team in general, that a team like Rennes can come and target the weaknesses of a goalkeeper as their method of trying to win the game. I don't think tactically that would be a good enough reason for Rennes to go out there and pick up 3 points tonight against Chelsea. Mendy's the goalkeeper. We move into the right back position. And after Reece James started the game at the weekend, the right back position is the perfect one at the moment for Chelsea to be able to rotate so that players are not only getting enough minutes of rest, but players are also remaining happy with the minutes that they're playing. So with Reece James starting on Saturday, I've decided to start with Azpilicueta at right back tonight. Again, it is the kind of match where Chelsea can't really look beyond the 90 minutes. We can't think about Rennes aren't as strong as, say, Ajax were last season, who we played in match week 3. Chelsea need to give Rennes respect. We're going to need experience out there. They're a good side. They were only beaten 1-0 against Sevilla, and Sevilla are a very good team. They showed that at the Bridge. Azpilicueta is the right back, and then we move into a centre-back pairing, and last week against Krasnodar, we saw that Thiago Silva was left out of the squad, and Lampard has been asked again about Silva in press conferences, and he said that because of his understanding of the way that he was towards the end of his career with training, there might be games or there might be training sessions and different elements of training at Chelsea where Silva isn't fully involved all of the time. However, this is a massive match. Chelsea have a big opportunity tonight to build on the momentum that we've been building, and I think a lot of that comes from not changing the team so regularly. It could be Rudiger alongside Zuma again. Rudiger kept a clean sheet in that Chelsea defence last week, but I've gone with both Silva and Kurt Zuma for this one because I think Zuma and Silva are building an absolutely formidable defensive partnership right now at Chelsea, and because it is a must-win game, and I keep bringing that up, I think we'll go with continuity for this one. I think as long as Silva doesn't feel as though he can't do a 90 minutes because of the game he played at the weekend, I think he will start alongside Zuma again today. We've got Sheffield United on Saturday, which of course there'll always be one eye on the weekend coming up. But for me, we've got to go with continuity. We've got to continue that momentum with the players that are playing so well game on game right now, and that is Silva and Zuma for me. So we move into the left back position, and it, of course, is Ben Chillwell. The man has fitted into Chelsea absolutely brilliantly. I feel like I say this in every video I make right now. The thing I love about Chillwell is his calmness on the ball, the way that he defends, which has been an issue with our left backs for quite some time now. We see them doing good going forward, but then it's at the detriment to their ability to defend, to be in the right positions when teams are trying to counter-attack us. Chillwell brings such a brilliant balance to this Chelsea team. He's good going forward, he's great defensively, he's calm on the ball, he's perfect. Near as perfect as you can be. And then, of course, we move into a midfield 3. Now, there was some news coming out on Twitter yesterday that Kai Havertz missed yesterday afternoon's training session. When I built this team, I built it with the opinion that we will go with continuity and momentum, and we will stick with the midfield 3 that destroyed Krasnodar, that absolutely killed it in Burnley, with Kante, Havertz and Mason Mount. If Kai Havertz was injured and was held out as a precaution and maybe he's not 100% fit, then maybe Havertz won't start today, and we could potentially see Hakim Ziyech play on the midfield 3 and then see Callum Hudson-Odoi play on the wing. We know that Christian Pulisic is not going to be in the squad tonight. He's not ready. The good news is he might be in the matchday squad for the game against Sheffield United at the weekend, which is bloody lovely to hear, isn't it? CP's a big player for us. But I'm gonna, because I don't know enough about the Havertz injury at the time of me recording this this video, it's not a bloody interview, it's just me chatting to you lot. I'm gonna say that Havertz was rested, a precaution to be fit and 100% ready for today. You know, players training every day and then training the afternoon before a game the next day. Havertz is playing a lot of minutes right now, and because we didn't hear anything about a potential injury or a knock to Havertz in training, I'm going to say it was just a precaution, give him a little bit of rest, and then hopefully he can start tonight and continue to build on what I think has been a very good start to his Chelsea career. Havertz and Mason Mount in the number 8 positions, it worked brilliantly. I've heard so many people say this as well. We never want to see Mason Mount play on the left wing again. Not because he's not a good enough player, but because he's so flipping useful when he's played in his preferred position. When he plays in that number 8 role, he brings so much quality to this Chelsea team. He looks a lot more confident on the ball. He manages to get hold of the ball in positions where he can be much more effective. I think sometimes when he gets the ball closer to the box and it's the first touch he has in a move, I feel as though there's so much pressure on him scoring a goal because that's the position he's playing in, that we don't see Mason play the smart passes. Maybe he tries to take one too many players on and then get a shot away, and it's not quite at the level that we expect. With Mason Mount playing in the number 8 and coming back to help the defence a lot more, we see him get the ball more in the middle of the park. We can see those passing ranges, the different levels that he can bring to this Chelsea team. And I think in virtually all aspects of the word, Mason Mount in a number 8 is so much more beneficial than he ever has been at left wing, ever. So then we move into the front three, and based off of Kai Havertz playing the game, I put Hakim Ziyech on the right-hand side. He scored in his last 2 matches, in his last 2 starts. This man is seriously buying into the hearts of Chelsea fans, or he's selling himself to the Chelsea fans right now, because he is that player that we anticipated. You know, sometimes when you make a signing, you look at what they've done at their previous club, and then if it doesn't hit the ground running immediately, you think, like, does he fit the system? Is he really going to be able to hit the heights that he's hit at previous clubs? Chelsea have signed so many players in the past that maybe haven't been as good at what they were doing at previous clubs, whether that's a tactical thing or a formational thing or a confidence thing or an expectation thing. With Ziyech, none of those worries seem to matter. The man has been absolutely brilliant so far, and if he's fit, which he should be, with Pulisic out, he's got to start on the right wing. Moving into the striker position and the left wing position, Timo Werner was the man in the press conference yesterday. I was very impressed with his movement and the way that he adapted his game to accommodate for the striker, which was Tammy Abraham in the previous game. A lot of people have been saying to me, what do you think about Olivier Giroud? Later on this week, or maybe next week during the international break, once we see what Lampard does in this game tonight and in the game against Sheffield United, I'm gonna build a few teams that could actually utilise Olivier Giroud a little bit more with potential formations that we haven't yet seen from Chelsea this season. I thought Tammy was very good. His assist for Ziyech for the first goal was excellent in that game at Burnley. Every time I've seen Tammy play, I repeat what I said in the 6 things we learned. I've been impressed with his attitude, impressed with his movement, and I've been impressed with the way that he's adapting his game to fit with the abundance of attacking players and the quality that comes his way as the striker. I think he's been very smart. I think he's growing. I saw someone actually comment comparing what he's done so far this season to actually moulding his game a little bit more around that of Olivier Giroud, which I think would be excellent for Chelsea if we could have that option. Giroud's not going to be around forever, particularly when he's not playing this many minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if he did try and suggest a move away for himself so that he can keep playing football, keep in the ideas of the France manager. Tammy Abraham has been playing very well, so for that reason, based off of the meritocracy, I don't think Giroud's going to start, even though I'd like to see him play. Maybe with 2 strikers, but I think we'll stick with the 4-3-3. It's working very well. I think I saw Neil Barnett tweet something saying that the average aggregate score right now when we've played with Mount, Havertz and Kante in the midfield 3, playing a 4-3-3, is like 8-0 to Chelsea, which is absolutely brilliant. So I want to stick with that. That is my starting 11. Of course, in the Champions League this season, you can make 5 substitutions, which is excellent for players' fitness, which is why I've stuck with the same team that won that game, apart from Azpilicueta for James. I've stuck with the same team for this game tonight. 5 substitutions is massive. I think there can be like 11, 12 players on the bench. I've not been able to fit them into the graphic today. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this match preview up here. Don't want to take up too much of your time. We've got the big game tonight. It kicks off, I think, at 8 o'clock in the UK. 6 things we learned will be out directly after the match tonight. I'm going to make sure I'm awake, uploading, getting everything done. 4 a.m. means the game will finish at 6 a.m. here for me. So then it's a good excuse for me to start my day early. But anyway, I want to say a big thank you for you guys for all of the support recently. Hit the like button on today's video. And as I said at the beginning, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Come on, you Blues. My prediction is a 3-0 Chelsea win. It means another clean sheet, another big win in Europe, +7 for the goal difference. We move. It might be something different, and I don't want to jinx things, but that's my prediction. Let me know your predictions and your preferred starting 11 in the comments below, and I'll see you again later on tonight. Come on, you Blues.